What's up, guys? My name is Serge,
And I'm Kenton.
and welcome to Culture.
Reactions. So we back at it again.
Yeah.
This time we are back with a brand new anime. We
Yeah.
are going to be
Doing
discussing
analysis.
and doing an analysis on Sword Art Online.
Alicization.
Yep, season 3. Long overdue. Overdue. This was
definitely.
on our list
Mhm.
a long time. You just kind of
Yeah.
pushed it back until now. So
Yeah.
anyway, here we are. This is going to be a analysis on those 1 through 5.
Yeah.
So the first 5 episodes,
Mhm.
and so a lot was thrown at us, and we took a lot.
So we'll try to break it down as short as possible.
Yeah. We'll try and condense it and just give it to you in snacks.
Yeah. Takes place July 18, year 372. It has Kirito as a child, Yuhio. You know, they're by a tree, they're talking, laughing, all that stuff. Alice, basically, they're all together. They decide they look 10 to 12 years old from the beginning, if you can tell. Like, I mean, yeah, I noticed that. But you know, they wanted to preserve the food that Alice made. So basically, like, Kirito came with the idea. Oh, let's go to the in mountains to search for, like, you know, the ice crystals. You know, ice to prolong the food to make it longer. You know, so all right, Alice was down. Yuhio was like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. You know, but
Because it was taboo crap.
yeah, because it's taboo stuff. So, you know what? So the next day, pretty much, they ended up going to the end mountain. Um, they did like a command to go inside the mountain. To go inside the mountain because it was dark. You know,
The little light thing.
yeah, the little light thing. But like, pretty much, as they went deeper into the cave, they saw the dragon's bones, and like you mentioned before, like it was pretty much sliced, like you said, by a human.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but it was like a horn or some shit that
Yeah.
that had that was sliced by a sword.
Yeah.
And from that analysis, they were able to kind of state that the dragon was killed by that warrior.
Yeah.
And but either way, they found. I think there was gold there. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but,
there was gold. There was gold. There was the blue sword, the rose sword, and all that stuff.
But fuck the gold. Let's get some ice.
It's some ice.
Which you know what, ice is actually more valuable than gold, especially during that time and their need, because ice is something natural.
Yeah.
So yeah, it made sense. Okay, so sorry.
Yeah.
But
they got the ice that they needed. Moving along. They got lost. Unfortunately, they got lost. Alice forgot where they went. You know, so they couldn't backtrack where they were going. Yukio pretty much he felt like air coming out from a nearby area, so he thought that was the way out. Unfortunately, yeah, he ended up in the wrong. He went to the wrong area. He actually pretty much went to the dark territory. Oh, he didn't go past it, but he just seen it like, oh, this is not where we came through, you know. But like, there was pretty much from distance they could see two knights fighting, a dark knight and a like one of the a white knight, the integrity knight. Dark armored knight fell down, pretty much got killed. He was reaching his hand out towards Alice to see if he could, you know, if he could help me out, this and that. But what can Alice do, you know, at that point?
I'm kind of curious why. I'm kind of curious why she ran to try and save that knight. By the way,
yeah. I was thinking like maybe it's because like she felt something, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like something happened that made her try or attempt to save that knight. I don't know. Maybe she's from the underworld. I don't know. Maybe a theory. Maybe she's from there. Maybe we felt, family. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there, but maybe.
Yeah. You never know.
So theory.
Yeah.
Don't shout out. I don't know.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, it's a good theory, you know. But you know, she was trying to help out, but then like Kirito was like, wait, hold on.
Her hand barely crossed. Well,
Yeah,
I remember
her
this is
fingertips. Yeah, this is the line, and then this is like her fingertips, right by the edge.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You see like a little head popping, like a portal opens up with a bald head coming out, like, oh, intruder, like, who's this? Oh, you? Okay, I got you. Don't worry, I got something for you.
Like a
He
glitch.
disappeared and a lot of stuff. And like moving forward, pretty much they go back to the village the next day. Um, I don't know if it was the next day. Probably it's a I think it was a continuation, or maybe just the next day.
I'm not sure. Like, the same day, because I don't think
it was the next day because she said he said, Alice, you know, we'll go our separate ways. We won't talk about it, this and that. And the next day, the Integrity Night had came through, and it was like, you know, they thought they were all good until he showed up. You know,
That's savage too.
Yeah.
You know, to say that he would kill. But you know what? Also kind of interesting. Why did he take her? He never really explained why he took her. He could have just killed her. I don't know.
Yeah.
What the fuck happens to her? Who the fuck is she? So many questions.
Yeah, but obviously she's not dead, because you know she's not dead. And I have a reason why. I have a little theory why. But like moving forward with the Integrity Night, you know, pretty much she broke the taboo law and all that stuff. You know, she pretty much trespassed into the dark territory. So that's pretty much automatically, yeah. You're gonna be brought into question, and you're gonna be probably sentenced to death. You know, so that's crazy, right there. You know, Kirito is trying to come up with a game plan. You know, I'm gonna take care of that knight, and then you go take Alice. You know, but unfortunately, the knight had this ability. He's just like a forced area. He just pushed Kirito back. Yu-Gi-Oh didn't do anything because he was frightened. And like as soon as the dragon fled with Alice looked at Yu-Gi-Oh, and then like his I think he was his left eye or his right eye.
A glitch happened.
Yeah, like glitch. So.
I think the NPC came out of him.
Yeah.
He's an NPC and he doesn't know it.
Yeah, you know. But there was moments whenever like, okay, moving forward, like because Kirito woke up after all this, you know, and he started crying this and that, because like, you know, this felt like the real thing for him. You know, later on he ends up meeting with his old friends, with Sinon, and like Sinon, Kirito, Asuna, they get like a meeting together, and later on they talk about like Kirito mentions like his job, his part-time job, what he does, this and that, and the STL soul transfer technology that's designed by Raph. Pretty much
soul someone in the head.
Yeah, focus more on. They want to know more about the soul, the human soul, and all that stuff. Like, and the flick light.
They're getting deeper and deeper into this shit. Since season 1, these like crazy passionate into creating a virtual world that's
like it's like they want to escape reality. That's all they wanted to do.
Pretty much.
They just want to escape reality. They got tired of their real regular lives, this and that. They're miserable. Let me just escape to the virtual world, because everything's just pretty much free. You know, I'm free to go. I'm free to do whatever I want.
They're making money too.
They're making money. You know.
You got helicopters and stuff like that. They got this little private island.
Yeah, it's. I mean, would you go back? Would you go back to your real regular life if you had pretty much everything virtualized, the same thing as the real world? I mean, but moving forward, Mr. Kukuyaka is the one who pretty much hired Kirito, you know, towards that job in a sense. So he was like, you know, it's kind of like more like the like Kirito's sort of like a little test lab, like a little test hamster in a sense, to test out his new product. I mean, but Kirito's willing to do it. So, I mean, just to discover more about the secrets, you know, behind the whole Kayaba stuff and all that stuff that he was given, you know, in the first season as well. Um, you know, Asuna decides to go with him to America because that was his next destination. You know, to look for like, because they were like an advanced, yeah, California too, yeah. Because there was like more of an advanced STL version of like what he was going through over here.
Kirito has become a cycle for this shit.
Because like even Asuna was saying like, yeah, but what are we trying to find out? He said like it doesn't matter how long, because like it's just so many things. There's so many layers. Like it's like it'll take longer than a century to figure all this stuff out. Like, you know.
I mean, it's all he knows.
Yeah.
Is that virtual world, and he wants to kind of see what goes into the future. So, yeah. I mean, you know, it's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it turns out, it turns to an almost near-death experience.
Exactly. So it's always been like that. So it sound like I'm used to it already. I'm always used to it. I live this life, you know. So
I'll survive.
I'll survive.
If I survive season 1, I can survive anything.
Or anything. And then that's when Johnny Black from the Laughing Coffins, the last remaining coffin, the last remaining member. You know, you can't. Oh, so you survived season 1? Come here, boy.
Season 3, I'm about to end it.
I'm about to end your career.
Season 3.
That's it.
Put you in a coma. Fuck on.
Put you in a coma. You're done. All right. You're finished. Good transition. Good transition right there. Good transition. I like that.
No more seasons for you.
No more seasons. All right. This is your last.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Moving forward. Pretty much. They go for like March 19, 378. They're going more discussion about like, you know, this is the second time when he came back into the virtual world, and there was basically like a 6 years, well, for like the second time he came back, he didn't remember anything. He didn't remember like Yukio, you know, from like the first time he met him as a kid, as a child and all that. So like now they're older, so they're about like 16, 17 at the time, 17 at the time, because like Yukio mentioned like, okay, I was 11 years old, 6 years passed, you know, since Alice left. So it started out with 372. Now the second time Kirito came back was 378. So like a 6 years, you know, time lapse. Yeah, you know, so basically Kirito trying to figure out like how to get out the log out the game. So he was thinking like similar how he did to season 1. Nope. All they can do is use the S symbol, like how Yu-Gi-Oh was doing. But you going to check his stats. So I mean, it wasn't even like you can't log out, you can't do anything. You just gotta look at your stats.
Yeah, and that moment when he tries to log out kind of reminds me of going back to season 1, how like in the beginning, how like when he's in this world and he thinks it's like, you know, just a regular virtual game, and the first time he tries to log out and the button's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
It was disabled, and it kind of, you know, it kind of reminds me of that.
Forward, when Kirito like when Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh goes to the village, you know, he meets his sister. He meets Selka, who later is you know, to be like you know, Alice's younger sister. He takes care of Kirito, you know, since he doesn't remember anything, and pretty much Kirito has a theory or a thought, like pretty much that like everybody that's here are pretty much souls of the newborns who were basically raised in the virtual world. So they're pretty much in the real world, they're just pretty much newborns. In the virtual world, they're pretty much like adults or like, you know, whatever. And so they're pretty much artificial floodlights in a sense. So
yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. Interesting too. Pretty
yeah.
deep also.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I assume we're gonna learn about that episode 6, because
Yeah.
you know it's called, episode 6. I think it's called the name of the season, Alicization. So I think we're gonna learn about that project soon. Hopefully, at least.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens
later on. After Selka pretty much gets captured because she doesn't know why her older sister got was being sent to the Central City for it. All she knows that her sister was gone, but for what reason? Until Kirito mentioned, and then you can see, yeah. I mean, it was. It was kind of finesse. It's kind of like a finesse in a sense, just for him to say whatever like that. But like, obviously he had no memory of anything, so it's not like he was aware of like, okay, what's going on, all that stuff. So, Sokka leaves. Yukio and Kirito goes find Sokka. They go back to the End Mountain. Go deep inside the cave, but this time they see goblins.
Goblins, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
3D looking goblins.
Yeah.
It looked pretty cool, by the way.
I mean, I wish Yukio didn't scream Sokka. Otherwise they would have been still, in incognito, hiding.
Rookie mistake. You don't scream at the enemy like that.
I know.
What you thinking?
Yeah, it was crazy. But Kirito, Yukio versus Ugachi, pretty much the lizard killer, the boss. So that was pretty much a crazy fight to begin with. Kirito was, they were doing fine, because they were pretty much backing up all the mini goblins and all that stuff. Kirito was doing his thing with facing off against the boss. He chopped one of the boss's arms off, and like he mentioned, as he was bleeding, he's just.
Yeah, that part was pretty cool. Not gonna lie to you. I didn't expect that because it was like it's kind of like when you pop when a bone is out of place and you gotta put it back in place, and that's
just you gotta just
painful as heck.
Yeah.
Same thing with that wound, which is pretty cool. But that scene, I think, was the first action we've seen in the show.
Yeah, that's the first action I've seen so far.
And if that was the first action, then I'm excited for what the more action that we get.
Yeah, definitely.
Along the lines.
Kirito uses his reserves sword skill after Yukio goes down, after he gets sliced up by the lizard killer and all that stuff. Kirito goes ham. He attaches his reserves, sword skills and sonic leap. He slices and dices him, cuts off his head, and he rescues Sokka, and Kirito goes to pretty much goes to Yukio, and pretty much they do like a little like a forbidden or advanced level ability that Sokka performed, and pretty much they give transfers their lifespan towards Yukio in regards to saving his life in a sense. Yukio gets saved, pretty much he has regrets of allowing Alice to basically be captured and brought to the central city where she's being held captive in a sense. So now it's kind of like, okay, I'm tired of being weak, I'm tired of being a coward, I want to get stronger. I made Alice's family suffer so much for the last 6 years, so Kirito, I want you to train me. I want to be under your belt, train me under your belt. And pretty much Kirito took the initiative to be able to train Yukio. From there, Yukio just became more determined, using the sword, all that stuff. until eventually the blue rose sword that had, that he couldn't even pick up, he was able to slice the cedar tree, finally.
After
and he,
his
yeah,
stupid calling of having to cut that fucking tree with a fucking cheap ass axe. My bad.
but
my
like,
bad for today.
yeah, um, he added that in one slice, one go. So, now his next calling is basically to be like a swordsman. Now before that, um, there was something that you were talking about, like, okay, we know that Alice is not dead because like that time whenever like Kirito and Saku were like transferring their lifespan, there was a little scene like I don't know if you saw it, but like as soon as Kirito was about to pass out, like it was like a female was talking to behind Kirito's ear.
That was her.
Yeah, that was her. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's not her because she said like, I'll always be there for both of you, So I'm like, yeah, that was Alice. I'm like, okay. It's literally like a month after like the whole incident that happened. Like, the second time he comes to the virtual world. This is pretty much a month prior. Well, this is like a month after the whole incident of like, after the whole incident with Johnny Black, pretty much hitting him with the poison, and then like a month after, now he's in pretty much he is in Ocean Turtle, which is like a facilitated enclosed island, secured. So that's where he's pretty much being held by Kokoyaba and their girl Asuna, with the help of Rinko, who's basically who's pretty much Kayaba's love interest, if you want to say that. Yeah, Asuna, well, Miss Reynolds was disguised, Miss
I
Reynolds
honestly
disguised,
thought that was gonna be like a new character, and
yeah.
she's the assistant, and
Mm-hmm.
she was speaking some English, which
No,
me
yeah, I
off
was like,
guard
what?
heavy, and then that I didn't expect. Well, once they got past the face scan, I'm like, okay, this is a brand new character.
It's a brand new character.
As soon as a hacker,
yeah. She got squads. She got a squad over there. Like she got a squad over there doing what they gotta do.
Pretty much.
I checked my identity at the university. Well, we way ahead of you. Like Koyoba's like, dang. All right. And then she was like, the last thing I remember is like, where's Kirito? And then the episode just ends from there.
Yeah, so, and I think from there we're gonna learn more about the actual project and what they're trying to do with it, and then why Kirito's involved, and maybe because I'm not gonna lie, they pretty much snatched Kirito. That man's in a coma. They was like, you know what? Let's take this nigga. Let's take him real quick.
Let's bring him from this hospital. So over here.
Yeah, kidnap.
No. You know what? Let's get the chopper. Let's fly him somewhere else, enclosed location.
He got kidnapped while being in a coma. Ain't that some shit?
The story progression is going pretty well, which I like. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.
Follow our social media channels, man. We're gonna post more on those channels. We keep saying that, but I mean, we eventually it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We just kind of we're in catch-up mode, so that's why things hasn't happened on social. But we will do things on social once we catch up on the anime.
Yeah.
So we will still continue to promote social until that time comes. But thank you guys. Press the bell if you want to get notified when we post things, and man, just thank you if you watched it.
Yeah. And if you like this analysis, make sure to hit the comment, drop any comments down below. We'll be happy to reply. But anyways, moving on to episode 6 of SEO, guys. Kojo
out.